We're going to talk about politeness theory, which corresponds to week 8 in the course and chapter 8, defending the self. Politeness theory was developed by Brown and Levinson, and it concerns with the function of politeness. Politeness is often a communicative goal because it's valued universally. Different cultures have different rules for what counts as polite and what counts as impolite, but people everywhere need to feel valued and they need to feel respected. So a couple of the terms that we're going to start with is face. This is all about face saving, and that has to do with the identity of the other person. And two aspects of that are positive face and negative face. Positive face has to do with our desire to feel liked and appreciated. And so positive politeness is a way to meet positive face needs. There's also a concept called negative face, which is our need to be free from imposition and obligation. And negative politeness is a way to do that. So negative politeness is actually a good thing. And so, for example, again, other people need to feel free from imposition. So you might, if you know you're going to ask someone for a favor, start off by saying, I hate to ask you this, but, because you don't want to impose on that other person. There are several ways to engage in what are called face-threatening acts, either when we need to say something that could threaten another person's identity, or we need to ask a favor of someone, or we need something from somebody. And basically, from most threatening to least threatening, there are 5 ways that we can go about doing it, or handling what's called an FTA, a face-threatening act. The first is to deliver the face-threatening act baldly and directly without any polite action. So we just totally say what we mean. If we think someone has bad breath, we'd say, you really need to take care of your breath. I find it offensive. And that's all that you might say. Another thing that you could do would be to deliver the FTA directly, but with some form of positive politeness. So you might say something like, you are so attractive, but the only thing is that you have a problem with your breath. Can I give you some mints to help you take care of that? And I don't know how realistic it is that you might say something like that to somebody, but again, that would be an example. Number 3, you could deliver the face-threatening act along with some form of negative politeness. So saying, I know that this is none of my business, or you may not want to hear this, but you have a problem with your breath, and so here are some mints if you want to take care of that. Number 4, you can deliver it indirectly off the record. You kind of take the person aside and explain. And number 5 would be not to do anything at all. So those are different ways that you can go about delivering what would be a face-threatening act. Now, Brown and Levinson provide a formula, and we don't have to know the whole formula, but basically what they're saying is the amount of work that we put into being polite depends on the social distance between the speaker and the hearer, plus the power that the hearer has over the speaker, plus the risk of hurting the other person. So if we're asking a small favor from someone we know really well, we don't put a lot of effort into it. But if you're asking someone of a higher status who has more power, a large favor, we put a lot of effort into it. For example, if we're asking for a raise or something like that. So basically the idea is that even small acts, we don't think about it, but there is a dynamic process. We have to weigh up a lot of different things in our mind and strategize, and we don't even know that we're doing it. But consciously or unconsciously, we are taking a person's face into account, and the positive face and the negative face, and then how we might go about delivering a face-threatening act. Thank you.